why did Lil Durk stop talking to Bricc Baby after his brother D-Thang was killed? Inquiring minds want to know.
Everybody got to DM me like you did that. You slid provide, you slid provide, you slid provide. They can't say don't slide provide. Meaning my fans, the trolls. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. At this point, me and Durk, we not even seeing eye to eye over some shit that happened after D-Thang passed away. Okay. You get what I'm saying? And it ain't even on nothing like that, but it just got something to do with like some weird stuff, and he wasn't thinking right. We had got over it a little bit after that, so it was like an 8-month time span where I just hadn't had no contact with nobody over there.
According to the streets, Lil Durk's big brother, D-Thang, was murdered by Stefan Mack on June 6, 2021. Stefan Mack is most infamous for flashing a gun at the camera while talking to 051 Melly in a video allegedly filmed shortly after Melly killed Lil Del in retaliation for the murder of Bankroll Q from 051 Young Money Gang. According to a federal murder for hire indictment that dropped in 2023, 6 months after D-Thang was murdered, Stefan Mack was killed on January 27, 2022 by Anthony Montgomery Wilson, also known as AJ from Mike City, and Preston Powell, aka Marley. And according to a Chicago Sun-Times article published on December 4, 2023, 2 men are accused in federal court of carrying out a for-hire slaying scheme that left a man dead and a security guard wounded outside a youth center in Roseland early last year. Stefan Mack, 24, was exiting the Youth Peace Center of Roseland, 420 West 111th Street, about 3:45 p.m., January 27, 2022, when 2 men emerged from a dark-colored Chrysler 300 and opened fire, according to Chicago police and federal prosecutors. Mack was shot in his head and chest and was pronounced dead at a hospital. A 40-year-old security guard for the youth center suffered a gunshot wound to the leg and survived the attack, officials said. This is a picture of Preston Powell, who is called Marley, busting his gun at Stefan Mack on surveillance cameras. And this is surveillance camera footage of AJ from Mike City chasing his enemy down with a stick. Both face charges of murder for hire and conspiracy to use an interstate facility in the commission of a murder for hire. Montgomery Wilson also faces a firearm charge. Powell is not in custody, and a warrant has been issued for his arrest, officials said. Montgomery Wilson pleaded not guilty last week before U.S. District Judge Young Kim. He is due back in court January 16. After the FBI placed a $10,000 reward for Powell's capture, he was taken into custody. The one thing that sticks out in the murder for hire indictment for D-Thang's killer is that the person who paid for the hit, "I'm looking at you Lil Durk," is not named or indicted. FYI, Stefan Mack's killer, AJ from Mike City, was at Lil Durk's Aha music video shoot. The same video that he dropped less than a month after Stefan died, and Durk was claiming that he got get back for D-Thang when someone's folks got hit. 6 months after OTF slid for D-Thang, they slid for King Von. Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pob, was murdered on August 19, 2022. A month later, OTF artist C3 was featured in a song called Brick Lotto with Bricc Baby. They rap, "I heard they claiming 60, have them real hoods get at you," and other self-snitching lyrics.
At this point, me and Durk, we not even seeing eye to eye over some shit that happened after D-Thang passed away. Okay.
I don't know how DJ academics let that go, without asking the obvious follow-up questions like, "Bricc Baby, why did you and Durk fall out after the death of his brother?" Or, "Bricc Baby, did you drop Quando Rondo's location to OTF after he checked in with the Rollin' 60s so Lil Durk would be your friend again?" Inquiring minds like Whack 100 want to know. Whack 100, better known as Three Fingers Whack, was the first high-profile person to call Bricc Baby a snitch.
And she was like, "I'm the one that, took that picture of him laying on his diabetes belly, and his ass was up."
Right.
She said she put 3 fingers in his ass.
Did you say?
She did. 3.
After Lil Durk was arrested in the murder for hire plot to kill Quando Rondo, Three Fingers Whack asked Bricc Baby some very simple questions, but Snitch Baby didn't have good answers. After Quando Rondo told the world that his cousin died in a drug deal gone bad, Snitch Baby, on the Dead Homies cuz, why did you get on a No Jumper podcast and announce, nobody can say that OTF didn't slide for King Von anymore? And, Snitch Baby, on 6-0 cuz, whatever happened to that federal gun case you caught on June 23, 2023, where the Fed seized your electronic devices, including your telephone? I'm about to reveal a pattern that arises from Snitch Baby's arrest records, that the fairy godmother of paperwork, loyalty and betrayal, dropped on the internet, and discuss the findings in a video that Swamp Storiez dropped, where we learned that Snitch Baby is a 4-time felon, who has served very little jail time. But before I do, smash that like button and subscribe to the Cartoon News Network, the real CNN.
At this point, me and Durk, we not even seeing eye to eye over some shit that happened after D-Thang passed away.
For those that question, Snitch Baby's cripping credentials, let me enlighten you, on 6-0. Snitch Baby was born Zaire Mitchell, in Los Angeles to a mother known as Lady Bricc, because she always had that work, due in large part to her business relationship with Big Meech and Southwest T, from the Black Mafia family. His mother put him in a private school in the hood, but he joined the Rolling 60s Crips in 2002, when he was around 14 years old. A couple of years later, he earned the name Shitty Cuz, and brought a 14-year-old Eric Holder, known as Little Shitty, into the Rolling 60s gang. Big Shitty was a good student and skilled basketball player, earning him the opportunity to leave his little homie, Eric Holder, in Los Angeles, while he played basketball in Mississippi, for his senior year in high school. There, he caught his first gun case when he took the police on a high-speed chase, giving him time to toss his gun, and the clip, out of the car's window, so, it was a misdemeanor when the police recovered the gun, without the clip. Luckily, the judge gave him a slap on the wrist, and he was released from jail, 2 days before his freshman orientation at Clark University, in Atlanta. There, he parties with Big Meech and starts moving weight, instead of concentrating on school, until, most BMF leaders were arrested in 2005. In 2006, Snitch Baby's criminal record starts looking crazy because he is caught with 75 pounds of illegal drugs in Georgia after a high-speed chase, but is only sentenced to 4 months in jail, with 10 years of probation. After his release from Fulton County Jail, he returned to Los Angeles. Later that year, he is shot by rival gang members, leaving him paralyzed for several months in 2006. Eric Holder was with his big homie when shots rang out, returned fire, and drove him to the hospital, saving his life, on the Dead Homies. After that, on 6-0, Little Shitty Cuz made niggas bleed for his big homie. Snitch Baby returned to Atlanta with a mission after his recovery. He met a Rolling 60s struggle rapper from Georgia named Pee Wee Longway, recruited new members to the gang, and started to bring LA structure to Rolling 60s hoods in Atlanta, emerging as the leader of the gang in the notorious Four Seasons apartments, the West End, and a South Side hood called Shady Park. You see, Pee Wee Longway was a struggle rapper, but a really successful drug dealer, so he built relationships with established and up-and-coming rappers in Atlanta like Gucci Mane, Young Thug, Rich Homie Quan, 21 Savage, The Migos, and Future. In addition to bringing structure to the Rolling 60s in Atlanta, Snitch Baby brought the LA practices of robbing rappers for their jewelry and extorting them for protection to the South. By 2009, he started a record label with Pee Wee Longway named MPA, which stood for Money Piles and Ammo, but on October 9, 2009, Snitch Baby takes the police on another high-speed chase, and is again arrested for possession of a weapon by a felon. For some strange reason, Snitch Baby caught another lucky break and only served a few months in jail, even though he was charged with 4 separate felonies. He's back on the streets in early 2010, but not for long. On July 28, 2010, he takes the police on another high-speed chase, crashes the whip, and once again is found in possession of a handgun. He's sentenced to only 18 months. By 2012, he's back on the streets and Pee Wee had introduced him to Lil Durk in Atlanta, and they quickly developed a close bond, but police in California caught him with another gun, and this time, he had to serve 3 years in prison. He returns to the streets of California in 2015, and finds that his celebrity friends in Atlanta no longer need his help, or want him around, so, he changed from a rapper's best friend and their ambassador when they were in LA, to a rapper's worst nightmare. Unless your name was Lil Durk, Pee Wee, or Young Thug, LA was a no-fly zone. Snitch Baby did his homework, and would have younger members of the Rolling 60s waiting for celebrities at the airport. They would follow them to their hotel, and relay the information to Snitch Baby, who would find the perfect opportunity to violate them. Sound familiar? This bullshit went on for a couple of years until September 21, 2017, when Snitch Baby and a couple of Rolling 60s robbed a high-end jewelry store in the wealthy Los Angeles neighborhood of Marina del Rey, took police on a high-speed chase, barricaded themselves in an apartment complex, and had a standoff with the police for several hours, before they eventually surrendered to the police. Snitch Baby's mom got on the local news and told the world that her son didn't do it, doesn't even own a gun, his friends did it, and the only reason he ended up as the getaway driver was the adrenaline rush he got when his friends got back into his car with stolen jewelry. So, Snitch Baby gets that rat shit from his mama on the dead homies. According to Swamp Storiez, it's 2017, and he's sentenced to 4 years in prison. On March 31, 2019, Snitch Baby's little homie, Eric Holder, murdered his homie and Rolling 60s legend, Nipsey Hussle, while Snitch Baby was locked up for the jewelry store robbery. On November 6, 2020, King Von is killed, and Lil Durk allegedly used coded language to tell his co-conspirators that he had a bag on Quando Rondo's head. Snitch Baby claimed that he was still locked up when King Von was murdered, and wasn't released from prison until 2 days before Thanksgiving. A few months later, on July 15, 2021, Lil Durk and India Royale have a shootout with home invaders entering their gated community. Who dropped Lil Durk's location? Well, Lil Durk had his suspicions. A month before the home invasion, D-Thang was killed in Chicago, so that's the reason that Durk didn't talk to Snitch Baby for at least 8 months.
I got questions, Bricc. Yeah. Alright. On the video, you caught about 4 straight Class A felonies in Georgia, back to back to back to back, in the span of 2 years. Yeah. And you never went to prison. What the fuck happened? If you look at the paperwork, co-conspirator number 4 is somebody that was in the conversation on November 6, 2020. I'm in jail. I get released 2 days before Thanksgiving.
Now, that Swamp Storiez has laid out Snitch Baby's criminal history. Let's take a look at Snitch Baby's arrest records in California. What the fuck? It shows that he was arrested for a robbery on April 10, 2017, but there is no record of the jewelry store robbery mentioned in the Swamp Storiez video, which occurred on September 21, 2017. Why not? Is Snitch Baby a rat? Why did Lil Durk stop talking to him after the death of D-Thang? Did Snitch Baby drop Quando's location so Durk would be his friend again? We report. You decide.
Me and Durk, we not even seeing eye to eye over some shit that happened after